The morning sun filtered softly through the gauzy curtains of Emily Carter's living room, painting the walls in warm gold. The house was quiet except for the low hum of the dishwasher and the faint laughter of her daughter playing in the next room. Emily had always loved mornings like this, peaceful, predictable, normal. For the first time in years, normal felt possible. After losing her husband and walking away from her job as a detective, she'd promised her 8-year-old daughter, Lily, that their new life would be safe. No more late-night calls, no more danger, no more chaos. Just the two of them, building a home in a suburban neighborhood where people waved from their driveways and the air smelled like fresh-cut grass. Willowbrook. Estates had seemed perfect. That illusion shattered the moment Karen Thompson appeared. Karen was in her 50s, perfectly polished, always wearing a navy blazer that seemed starched by sheer willpower. Her hair was too blonde, her smile too tight, and her clipboard, always in hand, looked like a weapon disguised as paperwork. She was the self-proclaimed Queen of Willowbrook, reigning with bylaws, passive-aggressive emails, and an unshakable belief that every rule existed for her to enforce. At first, Emily thought she was just overzealous. The first notice was almost amusing. Your lawn exceeds the approved height by 0.5 inches. The second was mildly irritating. Your garbage bins were visible for 26 minutes past pickup time. By the third, Emily realized Karen wasn't enforcing rules. She was targeting her. Neighbors whispered about Karen's obsession. Everyone had a story. The time she fined an elderly couple for hanging wind chimes. The time she photographed a child's bicycle left in a driveway. But Emily had hoped that if she kept quiet, it would pass. She had no desire for conflict. She'd seen enough of that for a lifetime. It didn't pass. The letters turned to warnings. The warnings turned to fines. Then came the photos. Glossy prints slid into her mailbox of her own backyard, her porch, her windows. She'd reported it to the HOA board, but Karen was the board. Every complaint circled right back to her. That Saturday, Emily just wanted to fix the loose hinge on her daughter's bedroom door and finally bake the cookies she'd promised. She was kneeling on the carpet, screwdriver in hand, when she heard it. A slam so hard it rattled the hallway frames. The sound made her freeze. The front door. Before she could move, heels clacked across the wood floor, sharp and confident. Then came the voice. "This is the third violation this month." Karen Thompson stormed into the kitchen like she owned the place, clipboard raised, face tight with fury. Her pin, HOA president, gleamed under the light. "Your mailbox is chipped. Your blinds are non-compliant, and your shrubs are 6 inches over regulation height," she announced, striding forward without invitation. Emily stood, gripping the screwdriver in her hand. "What are you doing in my house?" Karen's tone was dismissive, as if the question were beneath her. "Routine inspection. You've ignored multiple citations. I have every right to verify compliance." "You broke in," Emily said flatly. Karen scoffed. "Don't be dramatic." "The door was unlocked." She ran a finger across the counter, inspecting for dust. "You really should maintain better standards. This neighborhood deserves excellence." Emily's heartbeat pounded in her ears, years of police instinct awakening beneath the calm surface she'd built since retiring. She forced her voice steady. "You need to leave. Right now." Karen ignored her. She opened drawers, peeked into cabinets, and, to Emily's disbelief, pulled open the refrigerator. "Unbelievable," she muttered. "Non-compliant food labeling? I could report this. Stop touching my things." Emily's voice cracked with controlled fury. Karen turned sharply, her heels clicking against the tile. "I am the president of the Willowbrook HOA. I have every right to ensure this property meets community standards." "Not inside my house," Emily replied coldly. "This is private property," Karen smirked. "Oh, please. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't be so defensive." She started walking toward the dining room, pulling out her phone. The sound of her camera shutter clicked. Once, twice, 3 times. She was taking pictures of Emily's mail laid neatly on the table. "Are you insane?" Emily asked, stepping forward. "Evidence," Karen said simply. "Documenting violations." Emily exhaled slowly. Years of police interrogation experience taught her not to raise her voice when adrenaline surged. She didn't shout. She didn't lunge. She just moved with quiet precision. "You just committed breaking and entering," she said. "That's a felony," Karen laughed, a sharp, humorless sound. "Oh, please. The HOA charter gives me full inspection rights. It's all legal." Emily tilted her head slightly, eyes narrowing. "Show me where it says that." Karen froze for a second, then flipped through her clipboard, rifling through pages as if a clause might magically appear. "It's implied," she muttered. "How else am I supposed to ensure compliance?" "By knocking on the door like a normal person," Emily said quietly. "And waiting for permission." When Karen met her eyes, something in Emily's expression made her falter, calm, cold, and unflinching. Emily reached into her back pocket and pulled out her wallet. From it, she unfolded a small leather badge case. Karen's face blanched as the gold shield caught the kitchen light. "You're a cop?" "Was," Emily said. 15 years. Homicide and property crimes. Now I'm just a mom who likes quiet weekends." She pointed to the corner of the ceiling. "And those security cameras? They've been recording since the second you stepped through that door." Karen's clipboard slipped from her trembling hand and hit the floor with a slap. "This is a misunderstanding," she stammered. "I knocked. I thought I heard someone say, 'Come in.' My daughter and I were upstairs," Emily cut in. "So unless you have superhuman hearing, that's a lie." Karen's confidence evaporated. "I didn't mean—" Emily lifted her phone and pressed record. "You entered my home without consent. You rifled through my mail and took photographs. That's trespassing, unlawful entry, and possible identity theft." Karen's voice broke. "You can't do this." I'm not doing anything," Emily said, "but the police will." She dialed 911 with a practiced hand, voice calm as if she'd done it 100 times before, because she had. "This is Emily Carter at 214 Willowbrook Drive. I have an intruder on site." "She's still in the house." Karen's composure collapsed completely. "Wait, we can talk about this," she pleaded, backing toward the door. Emily shook her head. "You had every chance to talk. You chose to invade." Minutes later, the faint wail of sirens echoed through the neighborhood. Emily stood silently in her kitchen, arms crossed, watching Karen pace like a trapped animal. When the officers arrived, Karen tried to regain her dignity, snapping, "I'm the HOA president. This is a mistake!" Officer Martinez, a familiar face from Emily's old precinct, met her eyes. One look at Emily's calm expression told him everything. "Ma'am," he said to Karen, "step away from the table." Karen lifted her chin. "You have no idea who I am." "Actually," Martinez said, pulling out his cuffs, "we do. You're under arrest for criminal trespass and unlawful entry." The metallic click of the handcuffs echoed through the quiet kitchen. Karen flinched as they tightened around her wrists. "This is harassment," she cried. "You can't arrest me for doing my job." Martinez's tone stayed professional. "Your job doesn't include breaking into someone's home?" Lily peeked from the hallway, wide-eyed. Emily gently gestured for her to stay back. As they led Karen toward the door, she twisted around, spitting venom. "You'll regret this, Emily. The entire HOA will come after you. You'll never live here in peace again." Emily didn't move. "I think peace just started." Outside, the neighbors gathered quietly. Some whispered. Others watched with thinly veiled relief. A few even smiled. For years, they'd endured Karen's tyranny. Now they saw the clipboard queen led away in handcuffs. Mrs. Chen from across the street started a slow, deliberate clap. Then Bob next door joined in, muttering, "About damn time!" Karen's voice faded as the patrol car door shut, her protests muffled by the sound of justice closing in. In the following weeks, the truth spread quickly. The HOA board called an emergency meeting. Every member voted the same way, unanimous removal of Karen Thompson as president. Her own real estate firm dropped her for behavior unbecoming of a professional. When her case reached court, the judge's words were stern. She was sentenced to 1 year of probation, fined $5,000, and ordered to complete 200 hours of community service. But the real punishment wasn't legal, it was social. The neighborhood she once ruled now treated her like a ghost. No one waved. No one spoke her name. For Emily, life finally returned to what it had been before. Quiet. She still kept the security footage just in case, though she never needed to look at it again. The HOA sent a new president, a polite man who dropped off a welcome note with cookies and a promise to start fresh. On a breezy Sunday morning, Emily sat on her porch sipping coffee while Lily drew with chalk on the steps. The birds chirped, the sunlight shimmered on the lawn, and for the first time since moving to Willowbrook, the neighborhood felt like a home. Justice had restored more than order. It had restored peace. She smiled to herself, listening to her daughter's laughter echo through the quiet street, and thought, some rules are worth breaking when they protect what really matters.